Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Essential Playwriting for Essential Workers Playwrights Showcase. This is a reading of short plays and parts of plays that were written by the folks who took our first class, the Essential Playwriting for Essential Workers. I'm Peter Hardy. I'm the artistic director of the Essential Theater, and we're very glad that you all are joining us tonight for this reading. And I'm going to turn this over to Essential Theater's educational associates, Emily McLean and Elizabeth Cooper, who masterminded this whole process. So take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I just wanted to say really briefly how just incredibly rewarding that this class has been to work with these ladies who are all new or fairly new to playwriting and just to celebrate them and the stories that they want to tell. And I'm very grateful to Essential Theater for giving us the platform to work together. And this showcase is the culmination of the work that they have been doing throughout the course of the class. And it is going to be each playwright has their scene, and then after each scene, we'll have just a very brief talk back where we would love to hear from the actors, from the audience members, just your responses about the piece that you just heard, and to just let the playwright know what you really enjoyed or are going to take away from their story. All of these different plays, they are very different, but they're all really wonderful and strong pieces of theater. So I'm super excited to share that with you this evening. And I think Coop, you're going to take the first one that's up, so I'll turn it over to you.
I am. Our first piece this evening is by Cheryl Alley. It is a piece called The Adventures of Yazzie and AJ. This is a really cool piece. It is a piece that is TYA. So if you are a theater person, you've probably heard the term TYA. It means Theater for Young Audiences. This is a piece that is born from writing that Cheryl has been doing and characters that have existed for a while in book form. It's been really cool to watch them sort of come from the page to the stage, as they say. And it's a really cool, neat piece. Cheryl is an educator, and it's really fun to watch someone that works with kids create theater for children. So that being said, I will give it over to the cast and Taryn, our director, and see this really cool piece.
Adventures of Yazzie and AJ, A Water Crisis by Cheryl Alley. The cast: Yazzie, AJ, Imani, and Dad as a young boy. The setting is a sunset on a gold-lined Sussex beach in Sierra Leone, next to a mangrove and a picturesque rainforest filled with exotic fruits and a waterfall. The time is the present day and the past. Yazzie and AJ are taking a walk on the beach with their dad. Reggae music blares in the background. Their dad stops to dance a little jig with them both and looks at the twins with a side eye, a wink, and a smile. AJ looks at their dad, wondering about his look, but quickly dismisses any strange thoughts. The twins eventually walk further away, looking for seashells, and to talk about their dad. The twins are upset for how the residents have a lack of fresh water and are talking about what they saw.
Yazzie, I've really been thinking about how the children had to collect water this morning. We're lucky to be able to get clean water whenever we want it. I'm glad Dad's home has good access to water, but most people who live in this city don't. That's not fair.
No, the whole idea of having to collect water here is not fair, AJ. It's everything Dad told us about the water system not being good here. I understand why he fusses at us for leaving water running whenever we brush our teeth now. I feel bad for wasting water and for how kids here must gather their own.
We should do something to help the community get cleaner water. But what can we do? I think we need to find a way to let people back home in the States know about this problem and ask for help.
I think that's a good idea, AJ. Let's come up with a good plan to help the people here. I believe everyone here will appreciate our work to help get clean water. I don't think we can do this without others pitching in.
The twins continue to talk as they walk around searching for beach treasures. Their dad stops and keeps an eye on the twins as they walk farther away.
I love the colors of these shells. Let's grab as many as we can and find and take home.
Yazzie, look! I found a rock that looks like a gem.
Wow, that's beautiful, AJ. Where did you find it?
Over in the sand, under that sea scallop shell.
AJ holds the rock up to the sunlight so that he and Jazzy can look at it for a few minutes. Turning the rock around in the sunlight, prism colors beam from the rock.
It's so clear and bright. It looks like a diamond.
I can see right through it.
Just as AJ looks closer at the rock, he starts to see the face of a little boy he doesn't recognize. The boy looks at AJ, winks, and smiles. AJ suddenly jumps back and drops the gem. Yazzie bends down to pick up the gem. AJ waves his hand to signal no. Yazzie stands up, looking confused.
AJ, what is it? What did you see?
I think I just saw somebody inside this rock.
What? You mean you saw an actual person? Are you sleepy or something? A person? Yeah, right.
Yes, he was smiling at me. That's crazy, right?
Yep, it sure is.
There's no such thing as a person inside of a rock. That would be impossible, right, Yazzie? Right?
You're making me laugh. No way you see a person. Give me the rock and let me see for myself.
Wait. Let me hold the rock for you.
Yazzie pushes AJ and snatches the rock from him.
I can hold it for myself. Oh my gosh. AJ, I can see him. It looks like Dad when he was younger. Look, AJ, the boy, he looks like us. Oh my gosh. I must be sleepy too.
Wait a minute. Whoa, he does. He's saying something.
Can you make out the words?
He's waving his hands and seems to be saying, "Come closer, come closer, come closer."
The wind starts to blow. Palm trees bend, and a gust of water spins into a rainbow funnel. A bright flash of lightning lights the sky. A beam of light hits the rock. Thunder boomed with a roar and an echo. Then,
Wait, what's happening? What's going on? AJ, where are we going?
AJ and Jazzy get sucked into the rock and are faced with the boy inside.
What? What happened? AJ?
I'm here, Yazzie, I'm here. But what is here? Where are we?
Hello, my children.
AJ and Jazzy look at each other and take off running.
Yazzie, take my hand. Let's get out of here. Run.
No, don't run. It's me, Daddy. Oh, well, but not your dad yet. Come back here. You look so confused. Don't worry. You may not understand now, but everything you're about to experience will make sense soon.
AJ and
Look
Jazzy.
around. It's my home. This is my bedroom. That's the veranda where you two were this morning.
AJ and Jazzy come back inside the bedroom and step outside onto the veranda and look around.
Yes, it looks the same, but something isn't right.
AJ, how old are you?
Well, it's 1983, and I am 14 years old, like you.
I'm really confused and wondering what we are doing here. Can you tell us what happened? Why are we talking to you now? And how did we get here?
Well, it's easy. Well, maybe for me, that is. You found the gem, right? Well, that gem is incredibly special. It's called a past time gem and can alter the times that we're in. Now, your compassion for the people here activated its power to send you back in time to me. And I'm here to help you understand what's needed to aid our water. As you saw earlier, the water system here is not the best system to get water. It's not clean, and it tends to make some of the people sick. Now, I understand the Western world has so much water that is treated and cleaned until people just waste it. I'd always hoped that we could have that here in Sierra Leone, but not yet. But then I heard you talk about helping get safe, clean water. And I'm excited that you want to help your home, well, my home. And I will guide you along the way.
Guide us? Where are we going? What are we going to do? Where do we start? We really want to help, but...
Well, to start, you will need to gather several items from places south, east, north, and a special place far west. The water system will only start to heal when combined with each natural source you'll collect from different reservoirs. Now, to make the full journey, you will need to have a map of Africa, the gem you found, and this calabash gourd. Your first discovery adventure will travel back to a land filled with precious ivory. To continue your journey, rub your rock thrice, and you will appear in the land of spice. Be careful, heed my advice. A small amount of each will suffice to continue your way. Next, you will go to a place that is ancient and old. The tombs are sacred, many are filled with gold. Finally, the last place saw many sails into dark days of the past. The source you gather will make our water healing last. Now, to find out where you will go, you must be clever and quick. Your travels require a solution that is without any tricks. No worries, as you travel, I will be awfully close. Just remember to gather exactly 1 reservoir dose. Are you ready to help?
Yes, we are. We think.
Okay, good. Now here we go. First, where will you go? The money in this country means rain, with many tusked animals roaming the delta. The water there will be the start to help us. Now, where will you go?
The wind starts to blow. Palm trees bend, and a gust of water spins into a rainbow funnel. A bright flash of lightning streaks across the sky. A beam of light hits the pastime gem. Thunder booms. Then,
AJ, look. We traveled through time twice now, and we're somewhere new. Strangely, I'm excited. Look around. Where did we go?
Well, I see elephants everywhere and a river. Oh, I know! Botswana and the River Limpopo. Let's start collecting water.
AJ, please be careful.
as AJ collects water, Yazzie looks at the gym and can hear young Dad smile with approval of the first gather. She and AJ pause to look at the elephants with large tusks drinking water. Young Dad then begins to say,
"Good job, twins, but it's time to get moving. Now, where will you go? Get ready to gather from the place where the oldest human skull was found, in the place of the highest mountain. Spice reigns on the island and is plentiful for many. Now gather the spices we love to use for breakfast and desserts. Where will you go?"
The wind starts to blow. The river Limpopo swirls, and a gust of water spins into a rainbow funnel. A bright flash of lightning strikes the sky. A beam of light hits Jim's, and as AJ holds it and Yazzie rubs it 3 times, thunder surges with a rumble. Then,
Wow, we did it again. I know where we are now. Tanzania. We're in Zanzibar. Spice Island. I know what we need to collect. Cloves, cinnamon, and nutmeg. These spices are good for the heart and will certainly help in Freetown's water troubles.
Nice solving, Yazzie.
Yazzie gets the spices.
I'm ready for the next travel now.
AJ pulls the gem out and looks at young Dad, who again smiles with approval at the twins.
Now, where will you go now? Get ready to gather from a place where pyramids sit directly under the stars, and the Sphinx is its guard. Prepare to learn about Ra and collect water from a river that flows south to north.
Then the wind starts to blow into a howling sound. Spices form a cloud, and a gust of water spins into a rainbow funnel. A bright flash of lightning illuminates. A beam of light hits the pastime gym. Thunder booms, roars, and echoes.
Egypt! We made it to Egypt! Yazzie, look around!
The twins are mesmerized for a moment as they look in awe at the magnificent pyramids.
This is incredible.
The sun beams across their faces.
We've read about this place so much, and now
It's amazing. I can't believe we're here, AJ. Let's go and get some water from the Nile now. I don't want to grab what we need and leave, but we must.
Yazzie looks at the gem, and young Dad is smiling.
Great work, twins. You're almost there. But now, where will you go? You will see a place where African descendants grow, and raccoons and crab are the main dinner feast.
The wind starts to blow from the south. Palm trees bend in that direction, and a gust of water droplets from the Nile River spins into a rainbow funnel. A bright flash of lightning lit the sky and touches the top of the Great Pyramid. A beam of light hits the gem. Thunder booms with a roar. Then,
wow, where are we now? What is this place?
Hey there, what are you two doing?
Whoa, are you talking to us?
Yes, you. Where'd you come from? What was that water spinning thing? Who are you?
You can see us. Please help me, answer me. Where am I?
You're in Sapelo.
Sapelo Island? Georgia?
Yes, Sapelo Island.
I've read about this place at Liberty on the internet. One day my mom took my family to visit Sapelo Island to learn more about the history and a few descendants of slaves from Freetown as told by Miss Bailey. Wait 1 minute. What year is this?
1831. And this here is Master Reynolds' plantation. I live here with the other people, you see, over there working the cotton.
You mean we're in Sapelo long ago?
Yes, you are. And all the children you see picking the cotton in the fields were in King Jimmy Market 3 years ago. We hope we'll be able to sail back home to Bunty Island one day soon. We miss being home in Sierra Leone very much.
We've traveled far and fast. Our father's from Sierra Leone. We're here to collect water to pour into a broken irrigation system in Freetown to help the people there have good water. Sapelo is our last stop on this time adventure. This gemstone has the guidance of our father to make sure we gather the right items.
Oh, I get it, AJ.
The water from Sapelo has special healing because of the hurt hearts. To heal our water in Africa, we must understand the past. Sapelo is the perfect place for us to learn about how Hog Hammock connects back to our family history.
I think I understand too. You were sent to me, your great-great-great-grandmother, to help you collect what you need to help my home. Oh, I don't believe I will ever see Freetown again, but I will be happy to know that you all can live there well. What do you need? Surely I can help.
Well, we've collected water in our gourd from 2 other sources and added some spice. All that's left is to collect water from the Atlantic here and use our gem to get back to Africa.
There we go then.
The children all hold the gourd to water on the beach and collect some inside. As the gourd is filled, the twins prepare to leave.
Remember, to know where you are going, you must first know where you commenced. Don't worry. Just remember that in time, this adventure will all make sense. So, as you travel, the skies will unravel and push you back to the place for you to help the people you want to embrace. Good luck to you both. You are doing a good thing.
The wind starts to blow. The moss trees bend. A huge gust of water spins into a rainbow funnel. A bright flash of lightning strikes the sky. A beam of light hits the gem as AJ holds it and Yazzie rubs it 3 times. Thunder stirs with a rumble, and then the end.
Fantastic. That, Cheryl, that's a really cool piece. Really quick, if I can get the folks that worked on putting that piece together to say hi. So Taryn Carmona, she was our director.
Hello. Thank you, Cheryl, very much for letting us hang out with your piece for a bit. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed talking about it.
Thank you all so much.
Cool. And if I can get Yazzie to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Ava.
Fantastic. If I can get AJ to introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Ellington.
Fantastic. Young dad.
Hello, everybody. My name is Greg Hunter.
And Imani.
Hello, I'm Bria Washington.
Fantastic. We're going to do a very short thing that we would do with all new pieces after we get a chance to hear them, which is to get some feedback from you guys in the audience. You guys can certainly put that in the chat if you'd like, or if you want to, we're going to try with the raise the hand feature, and we'll try and get as many folks as we can. But the question sort of on the table is, are there any things that resonated with you or particularly stood out to you when you were listening to the piece? That can be performers, that can be anybody in the audience who has some thoughts that they would like to share.
I thought all the performers did a great job, and I also really appreciated the sound effects. The sound effects really pulled me in.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really liked the magical elements of the wind blowing and the whirlwind and that sort of thing.
Chris Casey's husband enjoyed the image of the rainbow funnel, which is a really cool magical element as well.
I enjoyed the connection to Sapelo Island and the way that you brought the ancestry back to Georgia, exactly where we are. So everyone did a great job. Great, Ellington.
Absolutely. That lots of historical pieces that were part of it, which were really great. Other thoughts?
Well, it's with a piece like this, it's hard, there's so many, it's hard to tell from a Zoom reading, all the things it could be because there's so many magical theatrical elements to it. But the feeling I got was that it was all doable. I didn't find myself saying, well, what's that supposed to be like on stage? It all felt like it was very accessible to a creative theatrical team, and I appreciated that.
Fantastic. That's a great point. Someone has said they got a chance while they were on their computer to look up Sapelo Island, which is fantastic. And now they're really excited about visiting that. That's great when a play can sort of give us a jumping off place and have a way to sort of connect to some things, which is kind of great.
I really appreciated the rhyming element within the young dads that added and sort of heightened that language and made that moment very special. And I thought it was a really nice transition between the regular prose speaking with the kids, and then that was something that had a little extra to it. And that was different from an earlier draft that I'd seen. So good job, Cheryl. Awesome.
Fantastic. We've got time for one or two more thoughts if somebody would like to jump in. Someone suggested this could be really cool as animation. I don't disagree. I think this has a lot of potential options, which is kind of great when a theater piece can sort of have lots of potential ways to reach people. That's kind of fantastic. Excellent. Well, thank you, performers, and thank you, Cheryl, for a really cool piece. I'm going to turn it over to Emily to get us set up with our next piece of the evening.
Thank you so much, everyone. This is Cheryl. Thank you.
Fantastic. Great job, everybody. Our second piece is going to be Untitled by Chris Casey, and it is directed by Peter Hardy. So if actors that are involved in that piece can get themselves set up and ready. So this, just a little bit about background about this. So this is a play where it's about two college roommates who are from very different backgrounds, and they spend the holidays together, and through the exchanging of gifts, they kind of spark a desire for deeper self-discovery and connection. So it's been really exciting to see this piece evolve and develop, and we're really looking forward to seeing where it goes. The scenes that we're going to see this evening are from the very beginning of the play.
An untitled play by Christine Casey. The cast of characters: Eleni Papalexio, a college freshman on full scholarship of Greek heritage from Roselle Park, New Jersey. From blue-collar family, the first to attend college, she works in the family's business at a bowling alley with an adjacent pizza parlor and bar. Novalee Honor Doyle, Lainey's college roommate at Georgetown University of European descent. From an affluent family with high expectations and prescriptive societal norms. Mama May, owner of an eclectic thrift shop near Georgetown University, filled with treasures and stories. Her father was a chauffeur to important people in DC. Delta Doyle, Honor's mother, widowed, a Southern belle whose poor Scot-Irish ancestors initially settled in Appalachia. After several generations, her family became wealthy. Act 1. The setting is Washington, D.C. in 1982, an eclectic thrift shop near Georgetown University. Low light filters through the divided window panes, illuminating the suspended dust particles. Adjacent to the antique cash register, a large empty birdcage with open door is partially draped with a heavy tapestry. Treasures overflow the haphazardly arranged aisles. Honor wraps her coat tightly as the wind gusts against the shop door. After a struggle, the slammed door and jingling string of bells announce her arrival to Lainey and Mama May, who are in the storage room sorting items. Honor stomps her feet to shake off the cold and folds her coat over a nearby armchair as she surveys the strange shop.
She's here. Okay, now remember what I said. Don't scare her away.
I made and make no promises. From what you said, that child needs a little fright, adventure, excitement.
Mama May, please. Okay, it took me forever to convince her to take a break from studying for our sucky finals. Now don't ruin it, or I'll never get her to leave our dorm room. Okay, it's important. No joke.
Oh, it's a joke you want. Let me see.
She pantomimes, pulling out a piece of paper from her pocket apron, and reads a joke.
What happens when a hermit and a crab become roommates?
I'm not a crab.
You sure are crabby today.
Mama, it's important. I want you to like her.
I will, child. I will. I think you are worried she won't like me. Not possible. I am loved.
Just, please don't scare her. I told you she's different, not like me. It'll take some time.
Until what? You solve my joke?
Holding the imaginary joke.
Until she, I don't know, loves you like I do. Now cut it out. Behave. Please.
She pantomimes swiping the joke out of Mama's hand, crumples it, and shoots it into a nearby standing vase.
No promises. Now, go prepare my entrance. Go on. Tus.
Lainey bounds into the shop from the storage room.
You made it!
Barely. It's a nightmare out there.
The weather, Christmas shoppers, or cab shortage?
Yes.
Funny. Well, I can't help with the former or the latter, but I am the master of the middle. So, ready to shop?
Lainey, I'm not so sure this was a good idea.
Oh, come on. It'll be fun. Stop with the face. Okay, different?
She grabs and squares Honor's shoulders. She mimics jazz hands, bows deeply, salutes her, and gestures around the shop.
Now, shake off all your worries. Miss Eleni Papalexio, the master gift giver, is at your service. Just think of me as your personal shopper. That should make it more familiar. Not Nordstrom's, true, but we can make do. Perhaps even better. I mean, just look at all these wonderful options.
I'm not so sure.
Well, okay, it doesn't matter because you promised to try. Besides, I want to introduce you to... hang on, I'll be right back. Don't move.
Lainey exits quickly, leaving Honor to explore the shop in private. She eventually dusts off the armchair cushion, makes a face, and sits gingerly on the edge of the seat. Lainey enters, escorting Mama Mei, who is dressed in flowing dress and head wrap, both in vibrant colors.
Finally, my favorite ladies meet.
How do you do? I'm...
Child, that's no way to greet family.
Mama engulfs a startled Honor with a warm bear hug, lifting her off the ground and spinning her around. Lainey and Honor exchange tense looks.
Just as I imagined it. How about you?
So, you are on a noble mission.
What? Oh, yes, I am. Well, I'm looking for my mother's Christmas gift, but I'm not so sure that
a worthy treasure is to be found here.
Well, I didn't say that.
No, but you were thinking it. No worries. You are not the first to enter my shop, a skeptic. So then, the victory will be even sweeter. Now, let me see. Oh, yes. Back to this deserving challenge. Finding a gift to satisfy a capricious Southern belle, no? Oh, child. Lainey is not the problem. And yes, we've chatted.
Mama exits to the storage room.
What the heck?
Okay, hey, chill out.
No, you dragged me into this place, this upside down place with a crazy woman who just insulted my mother, who she doesn't even know, except for what you told her. And I didn't even want to come here, so no, I will not chill out.
I promise that.
You promise what? Not to embarrass me? You've already done that.
Yeah, sorry. That didn't go as planned. But really, she has a wonky way of making crazy better. Just give it 5 minutes.
3 minutes. And that's only because it will take me that long to put on my coat and leave.
I'll take it.
Mama returns with a large wooden slated box filled with textiles, brass candles, and scrolls. She removes a stone hanging. Honor has one arm in her coat and begins to turn toward the door.
Please, you said 3 minutes.
Okay, but only because I'm a little curious.
As an aspiring artist, you must appreciate symmetry stories and mystery, yes?
Yes, I suppose so. But I'm not sure how that translates into the perfect gift for my mother.
It doesn't. You see, gifts are strictly about the giver, simply because it is a tremendous risk to reveal yourself, truly expose your inner being, and without pretense or expectation. And the greatest test of a relationship is for the receiver to understand, accept, and honor that treasure. So, are you game?
I'm not sure. It sounds scary like my mother.
Exactly.
Well, you don't even know her.
Well, no, I kind of do. Okay. We chat, remember?
Mama holds up the stone hanging and presents it to the girls, explaining the letters and meaning.
This is a satyr stone. It is a word square comprised of 5-word Latin palindromes.
Symmetry.
Exactly. It has 5-letter words that can be read across each row and down each column. It can even be rotated 180 degrees and retain the characteristics of a 2D palindrome.
Cool.
And the story? Like, what do the words mean?
Mama runs her fingers across the words in all the different directions as she explains.
Satyr, a founder, literally means a cedar. Apparel, no one knows, maybe Egyptian name. Tinet, to master. Opera, to labor. Rotas, to turn like a wheel.
Oh, easy peasy. Mystery solved. It's a story about an Egyptian farmer who invented the wheel to sow the fields, and that means that he becomes the master of the lands.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Okay, why not, smarty pants?
Well, maybe that's what you see, but I think it is too simplistic, too obvious, right, Mama May?
I don't know. Mysterious? Mystery, I suppose.
Well, I don't care what it means. I think it's exquisite.
Honor caresses the stone, running her fingers over the letters in each direction with a far-off look.
I'll take it.
Really? Do you really think your mom would like that?
I don't know, but we'll find out when you come to Florida with me over Christmas break. What matters is I love it. Gift giver and all. Right, Mama May? Here's to taking a chance that my mom gets me.
The women gather around the cash register. Eleni wraps the gift as Honor and Mama May chat intensely and excitedly at the counter. Lights fade as snow falls. Scene 2. The setting is a drawing room of Delta Doyle, Honor's mother, at the family's high-end hotel located on Amelia Island. The room is appointed in the neoclassical and ornate style. The absence of personal items is notable. One exception is a small frame with a faded and damaged picture of a bride and groom. Christmas garland and lights are sparsely and strategically placed around the roaring fireplace. Potted palm trees on the balcony are visible outside the large sliders. The distant sound of ocean waves are muted as Delta closes the large sliders. Her silk pajamas and a chiffon robe silently rustle as she deftly walks to her Queen Anne wing chair. She adjusts the lamp, sits down, crosses her legs, and with perfect posture reads the book intently. Her tranquility is interrupted by a soft knock at the door.
Henry, dear, I've already had my tea.
Mother, it's not Henry. It's me. Honor.
Anna, you're not expected until breakfast.
I know, Mother, but I wanted to say hello tonight. You know, before all the activities begin, just a few moments alone. I have something for you. May I come in? Please?
Well, I suppose so, if you must. Come, come.
Honor opens the door a crack, and then wider, slowly, as if there's a heavy force on the other side. She has a plain gold gift bag behind her back.
There you are. What is it, dear?
Yes, sorry. I just wanted to give you your Christmas present early this year. Privately this year.
Well, and what is so important to upset the infamous Doyle tradition of opening gifts at the breakfast table? So efficient and orderly. Avoids the messiness. Otherwise, we'd have such an ordinary experience with all the crinkled paper and lingering holiday cheer. Dear child, what would grandfather say?
Yes, right. Well, it's just that this year I thought we'd try something different.
Honor slowly walks to her mother's chair and places the gift in her lap.
I found it at the shop that Eleni works at. So, you know, no fancy department store ribbons this year. I hope you like it anyway.
Delta opens the bag and removes the satyr stone. She holds it up at arm's length and examines it with a confused expression.
A rock?
Well, it's not just a rock, Mother. It's a satyr stone.
Well, it looks like it belongs in the garden. A shelter for worms, not a Christmas present.
But look closely. It has words carved into it. Words that are arranged in an unusual way. See, there's symmetry. It's a puzzle. Maybe even a mysterious story. I thought we could talk about it.
Talk? In that case, be a dear and bring me a brandy.
Honor dejectedly moves across the stage to the liquor cart and pours a shot of brandy for her mother.
Your brandy, Mother?
Honor carefully places the brandy on the end table in a familiar manner, as if many conversations between the two have ended this way in the past.
So, what do you make of this mysterious story?
I'm not sure, really, because I think I'm most curious about the person who carved the stone. To me, that's probably the story, period. Done, because knowing the artist will unlock the story.
Honor picks up the stone and places it in her lap as she sits in the chair next to Delta.
You see, with most pieces of art, I can see the creator in the creation. But this stumps me.
Caressing the stone, as done in the shop.
What imagination and care it took to create such beautiful symmetry. What was she thinking when she chiseled each letter? I mean, did she do it when she
Now,
was...
how do you know it was a woman?
I don't know. Maybe because I'm an artist and I see a little bit of feminine.
Well, and I see how late it is. Let's call it a night, shall we? We can return to the detective work in the morning. Mystery and all.
Yes, of course, Mother. It is late. Sleep well.
Dismissed, Honor unsuredly stands up and nervously smooths her shirt. She props the stone on the waist-high wide bookcase surface. Honor gives a formal peck on Delta's cheek with an inverted half curtsy.
Honor.
Yes, Mother?
You forgot.
She gestures flippantly to the discarded gift bag. Honor picks it up, walking backwards out of the room with a downward look. She exits hurriedly. Delta stands up taller, assuredly smooths her robe, takes a sip of brandy and snuffs out the cigarette. She pivots to the bookcase, picks up the stone, and lovingly touches the small frame.
She's certainly your daughter. Stones and stories. What's next?
Scene 3. The setting is the Atlantic Ocean in front of Doyle Hotel. Soothing sounds of the waves crashing ashore periodically, with light breeze carrying the sweet scent of salt water. The lights from the hotel reach just to the edge of where Honor is sitting. Her hair is disheveled, and her face is tear-stained. Shivering and rocking, her arms are wrapped around her knees, her chin between her knees. Lainey, who is visiting for Christmas break, enters with a blanket draped over her crossed arms.
There you are.
Just getting some fresh air.
You see? Didn't go so well. I also see.
No shit, Sherlock.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Me neither. I was silly to think differently.
Maybe. At least you tried. It's pretty brave.
Brave? More like stupid.
Lainey sits down, drapes her arms, and hugs Honor's shoulder.
Sometimes brave just looks like stupid. But trust me, feeding the tiger is courageous, and emerging with your arm intact is a damn good outcome.
Behold, my bloody stump.
Oh, you're shivering.
As they return to the sitting position, Lainey covers them both with a blanket. Pulling it taut across their shoulders and moving closer together, their body heat provides warmth. Lainey pulls out a small package from underneath the blanket.
Here, maybe this will cheer you up.
What is it?
It's your Christmas present, silly. Did you really think I was going to participate in the stodgy Doyle breakfast tradition? Crazy. My crazy is messy and personal, more my style. Open it.
Honor reaches for the package that is wrapped in plain brown paper. She slowly and carefully unwraps the gift as if it was encased in gilded gold. She savors each moment expectantly. She folds the paper methodically and sets it aside. The small box is difficult to open because of the secure tape and created suction.
Please, let me help you.
I can do it.
Honor finally is able to free the gift from the box and turns it over and over in her hands.
It's beautiful.
You like it?
I love it.
Do you know what it is?
Yes, it's a compass. Does it find treasure too?
Of course, it already has.
Oh, right. You're my treasure. I get it. And where, pray tell, my dear friend, will this compass take us?
Oh, Greece this summer? What do you think? You, me, and your romantic foil, Zach, too. He already bought his ticket. I was going to tell you after Christmas break. We want to learn baklava from the master that is my yaya, Andros. Homer's Odyssey, Cyclades, the Islands of the Wind. Go on. It'll be an adventure, a new ocean to see, hiking in the rocks and painting olive trees, but no tigers.
Promise?
Honor slides down and places her head in Lainey's lap. Lainey pulls the blanket around her friend and tenderly pushes the hair off Honor's face.
Promise.
End of scene.
Great job. Thank you. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, actors. That was fantastic. We're going to just kind of jump right in and talk about it a little bit before we move on to our next piece. Was there anything in this scene that stuck out to you, either the actor is talking about your character, or from the audience response that really resonated or that you felt like was really meaningful in the piece? Okay. Thank you, Nancy. The awakening of curiosity, right? So that finding that opening in the wider world and experiences.
Well, I, for one, enjoyed channeling my grandmother.
Yes, that very, very specific Southern archetype, right?
I wish I remembered the line, but there was a line about the artist and the piece of art, and it really struck me. Just, I don't know if you can remember what that line is or remind me, it would be great. But I know that it hit me thinking about the artist versus the work of art, or, kind of knowing from that.
Yeah.
Maybe with most pieces of art, I can see the creator in the creation. Is that it?
Yeah. I think it might have been a little bit different, but close.
I think it really resonated with me, Honor's desire to connect with her mother and to try a different tactic than what she'd done in the past, and to have that shut down. That was a very powerful emotional arc for that character.
Yeah, I guess it really struck me, since this is the beginning of a longer piece, it seemed very pregnant with possibilities, in terms of story things. I mean, you have, aside from the connection between Lainey and Honor, Honor seems to be the of those two, just from the little bit we've seen. Honor seems to be the one who has the biggest journey to go on. She's the one who feels, I think, maybe less the least. I mean, Lainey seems very comfortable where she is with her place in her life and in herself. That could, change as the play goes on. But Honor is the one who seems to be very sort of caught in a place that she wants to move out of. And just from the little bit with the her and her mother, we see obviously the some of the challenges and difficulties that Honor has to overcome, but there's more going on with the mother than we see in this one little scene. And I don't know, again, where that's going to go, where that might go, but again, it seems very much full of possibilities. So that's something that I enjoyed about it.
Nice. Well, we have just a little bit of time left. If there's anyone else that wants to jump in, or feel free to put your comments in the chat there. But
yeah, there's a number of comments in the chat already. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to pass the baton back to Coop for our third piece. Thank you. Thank you, actors. Thank you, director. Fantastic job.
Excellent. So our third piece of the evening is Higher Education. It's by Tashana Miller. That being said, I'm actually going to just go on ahead and get us going on this next piece.
Higher Education, a 10-minute play. The setting is the kitchen of the Bailey home. The time is the present. Veronica is in her bedroom, pacing back and forth. She can hear her parents in the kitchen talking and laughing. Veronica opens and closes the door several times before she finally makes her way to the kitchen where her parents are sitting at the table.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hi, sweetheart.
What you guys talking about? What's so funny?
Oh, dear. Enough with the Ebonics. You must begin using proper English, darling. Now let's try again.
What are you guys talking about? What is so funny? Is that better, Mother?
As a matter of fact, it is. Now, here's what's so funny. Your father's hilarious. He's presuming to tell me that he knows what school you're going to attend in the fall.
And your mother is presuming to tell me that she knows what school you're going to attend this fall.
How's that? How are you both going to tell the other? How can you both presume to tell the other what school I'll be attending in the fall? I have yet to decide on one. Actually, that's actually what I wanted to talk to you two about.
Okay, sweetheart. Do you need help deciding on a school? Because if you were to ask me, I'd say Harvard, hands down.
And if you were to ask me, I'd say Columbia.
Do you guys hear yourselves? Suppose neither of those schools is where I would like to attend this fall.
Oh, don't be silly, darling. Your father and I are paying for your education. That means you'll go wherever we want you to go.
Excuse me? Are you saying that I don't have a say in the school I wish to attend because you're paying for it?
Sweetheart, I think what your mother is trying to say is that we've always visioned you at either Columbia or Harvard. Harvard is your mother's alma mater, and Columbia is mine.
So naturally, we want our daughter to follow in our footsteps, even down to becoming the greatest attorney ever.
Wow, you have my school and career path already chosen? Well, I have great news, and I was going back and forth between two schools. One of them is in Massachusetts and the other is in New York.
Oh, okay. This is great. Harvard is in Mass and Columbia is in New York. So, which school did you choose?
Wait a second. Hold on for a minute. Before you answer that, I want you to know that whatever school you choose, your mother and I are proud of you, and you'll have our full support.
That's right, sweetheart. Whatever school you choose, we will respect that. Just know that we love you and we're proud of you no matter what.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. That really, it means a lot.
Well, don't keep us in suspense, baby girl. What school did you choose?
Well, after listening to you two go back and forth between Harvard and Columbia, I just decided that I'll be attending school in Massachusetts.
Yes! Yes! Oh, my baby is going to Harvard! Oh, baby, I'm so thrilled that you'll be attending my alma mater.
Mom, wait.
Vernon, dear, did you hear that? Our baby is going to Harvard!
I certainly did. Congratulations, baby girl. You've chosen a remarkable school.
Yeah, but Dad, it's just...
I have so much memorabilia that I can officially pass down to you.
But Mom...
And shirts and sweaters and pins.
Mom!
Oh my goodness. I have to call your grandmother and share the great news with her. She'll be elated.
Victoria!
Did you just call your mother by her name?
I'm sorry. I was just trying to get her attention.
You got it.
Harvard is not the school I'll be attending, Mom. The school that I'll be attending in the fall is Boston Conservatory at Berkeley. It's a school for dance, music, and theater, and my main interest is theater.
When did you all of a sudden become interested in theater?
Well, it's not all of a sudden, Mom. I've been interested in the arts ever since I was a little girl. Acting and performing are dreams of mine, and I'll do whatever it takes to achieve it.
Then that's exactly what you'll do. I'm not paying for my child to go off and chase some dead-end dream.
Tori.
Veronica, you've always talked about going to Harvard or Columbia and being an attorney. What changed your mind?
No, Mom. You guys have always talked about me going to one of those schools and becoming an attorney. It was never my dream. You guys forced it on me. Not one time did you ever ask me what I wanted. Mom, please don't do to me what Grandma did to you.
What exactly did Grandma do to me?
Grandma told me that when you were younger, you always wanted to become the world's greatest fashion designer. But she and Grandpa were against it, and they steered you in the direction of Harvard and becoming an attorney.
And I'm glad they did. Do you think I would have all this if I were a fashion designer? My parents saved me from making a huge mistake, Veronica. I'm just trying to do the same for you.
With all due respect, Mom, I don't need you to save me from doing what I really want to do. What I would like instead is for you to be on board and support my decision.
Don't you have to audition for a school like that? I certainly don't recall you going to Massachusetts for any period of time. How did you pull it off?
It's COVID, Mom. Everything's done remotely. I even got my acceptance letter via email.
Well, congratulations, baby girl. And I'm sorry we never asked you what you wanted in life. I had no idea that you had dreams and goals of your own. We were so busy thrusting our hopes and dreams on you. We were so busy thrusting our hopes and dreams on you that we weren't paying attention and missed out on a very important process that you went through. Can you ever forgive us?
It's okay, Dad. I understand why you guys did it. You want me to be successful. You want me to be independent. You want me to have all the things that you and Mom are. I just have to get there on my path, not yours.
That's fair. Well, we wanted a daughter that would be her own person and think for herself, and it looks like that's exactly what we have. I couldn't be more proud of you, Veronica.
Thanks, Dad.
I certainly hope that school has some sort of scholarship program, because you're not getting one damn dime of my money.
That sounded like ebonics to me, Mom. You mean because you're not getting. Can you believe her, Dad? Mom's being completely unfair and unreasonable.
All right, look, just let me go talk with your mother, okay? I'll see if I can straighten this whole thing out.
I didn't mean for anything to be straightened out. I just wanted to be honest and transparent with you guys.
I get it, okay? I do. But your mother's gonna need some time. By the way, you said two things that certainly didn't help the situation. Number one, you called your mother by her name. You are never to do that again. You always give your mother the respect she deserves. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
And number two, the whole ebonics comment you made to her, not smart.
But Dad, Mom's constantly correcting my grammar, so I don't see the big deal in me correcting hers.
Veronica, your mother corrects you out of love. You, on the other hand, corrected her to be to be spiteful. Your mother wants the best for you. That's all she's ever wanted.
Even though what she wants for me is in complete contrast to what I want for myself.
Veronica, I'm going to share something with you that your mother wanted to share with you herself. Nonetheless, I'm going to share it with you anyway. Two months ago, your mother was diagnosed with cancer. And the one thing that's been keeping her going was looking forward to you attending Harvard in pursuit of becoming an attorney. Now, I'm not telling you this for you to forget about your dreams and goals. I'm telling you this with the hope that you'll have a better understanding of where your mom is coming from and the awareness to forgive her.
What? Mom has cancer? What does that mean? Is she dying?
Whoa, Veronica, slow down, all right? This doesn't mean your mom is dying. She's a fighter and a tough woman. Besides, many people have beaten cancer, so let's not count your mom out.
Why hasn't she told me? What's she waiting on?
Veronica, your mom needs time to process all that's going on with her.
Well, exactly how much time does she need? It's been 2 months since she's known, and she said nothing to me.
Baby girl, do you think it's easy for a parent to tell their child that they've had cancer? Your mother doesn't want to bring worry on you. She's probably hoping that it'll just go into remission so that when she does tell you, it can be followed with some good news.
Okay. I get it. It doesn't make me feel better, but I do get it. How am I supposed to pretend that I don't know what she's going through?
You don't have to pretend. I'll let your mother know that I shared with you what's going on. I think in a way she'll be a little relieved that she doesn't have to deliver the blow.
Yeah, she'll just deliver it to you instead. You know she's gonna kill you, right?
She's killed me many times before, baby girl. But guess what? I'm still here and still standing.
Yes, you are. Dad, what am I supposed to do about school?
Always listen to your heart. Oh, that school you were looking at in New York?
Oh, it wasn't Columbia, Dad.
Right. Love you, kid.
Love you too, Dad.
Vernon exits the kitchen, leaving Veronica alone. Blackout. End of play.
Yay! So lots of cool things coming up in the chat. There were folks are really Vernon is the best dad, which is a great comment. The very relatable is another comment that's really cool. I can understand both parents wanting the best for their daughter. Very real. My favorite is Mom What? Which is a great one. Folks were really taken with Vernon as a character and how supportive he is, which is really great. Great storyline was another comment that's really cool. The love versus spite and what that distinction is really kind of a great comment and a neat idea. Someone added guilt to that also to see kind of, where that one was going. Are there other thoughts? Let's see, some new ones have popped up. Oh man. Strong performances. It grabbed people's attention, which was great. The good demonstration of the give and take between parent and now grown child, which is kind of a cool thought. The idea that someone made the comment that Vernon is an awesome dad, but he has kind of the privilege of being a little bit lenient, whereas moms don't always have that. which is a neat idea.
Yeah.
Wanting to make both parents happy versus trying to live your life. Very realistic. So really great comments. Cool. And I know it's starting to the time is waning. So we're gonna keep trucking along, and I'm gonna turn things back over to Emily.
Wonderful, wonderful job, everybody involved with that. Great work. All right, our next piece is going to be Making a Change, which is by Kathy Benedetto, and it's directed by Spencer Stevens. And a little bit about it is a musical. It's based on the writings of early 20th century journalist and feminist Charlotte Perkins Gilman. And this scene takes place in the home of a young wife who is trapped there for the day with her mother-in-law.
Making a Change, a scene from the musical The Living of Charlotte Perkins Gilman by Kathy Benedetto. The cast: Jane, wife, mother, and musician. Frank, Jane's husband, an engineer. Mrs. Gordon, Jane's mother-in-law, outwardly conservative, inwardly she is independent and feminist. And a toddler, an active, cuddly, but a bit of a troublemaker. The setting is the drawing room in a Victorian apartment. The time is a late morning. The year is approximately 1919. Curtains open on a drawing room that includes a love seat, chaise lounge, armchairs, Tiffany-style stained glass lamps, a baby grand piano with a well-worn velvet-covered bench, a music stand, sheet music, and a violin. Everything in the room appears worn and dingy. Jane is sitting in the middle of the floor on a fine carpet, doing her best to manage her small child's shenanigans.
Everything feels utterly impossible. We need household help.
We quite simply cannot afford it, especially with extra mouths to feed.
With our child and your mother to take care of. Please, there is so much work to do, and no time for me to do it all, let alone any time for doing anything the least bit pleasurable.
She glances longingly at the piano as she picks up sheet music from the floor where the child has been tossing it.
At the same time, I refuse to let your mother control what goes on with our child.
Well, girlie, obviously you have no time to pay any attention to me. You need to settle your ridiculous women problems on your own. And for goodness sake, girlie, please find a way to keep the house clean. I'm going out to the office.
Mrs. Gordon enters from the hallway.
Jane, just look at the dust gathering on these instruments. I have noticed that you have not touched the piano in months. Jane, darling, you may think that I don't care for you, but I believe your marvelous talent is being miserably wasted. Well, surely between the two of us, we can come up with some solution.
How can I even think about music with so many worries? I can't afford the time to sit and play anymore.
Janie, dear, just listen for a moment. I really do want to be helpful instead of always being in your way. Well, there's no reason why I cannot take care of my grandchild for a few hours every day while you practice your lovely music.
But Mother Jameson, that still leaves the housework undone.
I know a housekeeper who wants someone to watch her child while she works in exchange for cleaning. I could watch 2, 3, or even 4 children easily. Lest you forget, my son was not an only child. This would give me time with my grandchild and free you up to practice. And to soften the heart of that hard-hearted son of mine. Oh, Janie, you could offer piano and violin lessons to some of your neighbors' children.
But what would John say? He is so disappointed in me. I don't want to ask him for anything else he would disapprove of.
Surely you do not believe that we must tell your husband everything that goes on here. What he does not know won't hurt us. He will simply be delighted to enjoy some peace and quiet, a clean house, and a happy, loving wife. This scheme would benefit us all.
Jane wanders thoughtfully to the piano. She dusts the lid, lifts and dusts under it, tests a few keys, plays a slow, soft scale, then plays a little louder and more quickly.
The piano needs tuning. I suppose I could ask my neighbors if they can refer me to someone, or if they know who might like a few lessons.
Mrs. Gordon picks up the child and puts them down for a nap. She snatches the dust cloth from Jane, which starts a tug of war. They catch themselves fighting again, look up, and start to laugh. Then they work together. They sing the song, Won't They Be Surprised?
Going to the office. He thinks it's woman's nature only to bicker and nag. He thinks sewing and cleaning and watching the children can't take any effort. Is it any wonder all the battles we've been in?
Won't he be surprised arriving home to find how well we get along, having set ourselves to work?
Won't he be surprised coming back to see there's so much more in every day that we've set out to do?
And won't he be surprised that suddenly
there's more than just an argument going on between us two?
Sitting with his gentle friends, profoundly puffing pipes, they certainly remark on women's ways.
This is woman's proper place.
That is her eternal nature.
Rumor has it what they're saying isn't very nice.
Knowing that their tears often for reason.
Surely gives a woman pause.
To think.
And what we really think is that we really think.
Is it any wonder this dull prison we've been in?
Won't he be surprised, noting we have found more to pass the day than simply moping round?
Won't he be surprised at this brand new fashion, compromise?
Careers!
And passion.
The two women replaced their aprons with women's suffrage banners across their chests.
He put me on a pedestal and handed me a broom, then left me with our child saying, clean up every room.
We want music, art, and beauty, yes, but we need something more. A women's work is finer, speaking from the Senate floor.
Won't they be surprised around bold evenings bend?
Our hearts and our elections won, creating peaceful trends.
Won't they be surprised by all that we cash in? Efforts fair and fruitful multiply our family passion.
Yes! Won't he be surprised to see
together how we've carried on?
Glass ceilings all are broken, gone.
A lady's work is never done.
How well this works for you and me.
May I call you Mother?
Why don't you call me Ellie?
They shake hands and then hug. Hearing the husband returning, absorbed in the mail he has in his hand, the two women freeze, then move to opposite sides of the room. The husband looks up, does a double take to see the clean room, Jane doing needlework, which is upside down, Mrs. Gordon appearing to doze on the couch next to the child. Astonished, he goes behind Jane's chair to kiss her on the back of the head.
Darling, I knew you could do it if you simply set your mind to it and you got off the couch. And there you are. Oh, such a perfect little wife and mother.
Jane twirls her chair around, startling him. They stare at each other for a second before she squeezes out of the chair, reaches around to pinch his bottom, and pulls him by the hand across the room towards the stairway. Frank acts embarrassed, nervously looking to see if his mother has seen this. She isn't really asleep, but doesn't let them know it. When Jane pushes Frank to the stairs and chases him up them. Mrs. Gordon winks at the audience. End of scene.
Fantastic job, everyone. That was wonderful. Really nice and beautiful costume elements that added so much to the experience. Great job, y'all. All right. So with that being said, the comments and feedback section, were there any moments in this piece that resonated with you or that you want to call attention to for the playwright? Anything that was celebrating the suffragettes, yeah, and that idea of the beginnings of women's liberation. And obviously with this being, a musical and that kind of thing, the lyrics and all of that were spoken in this particular reading will have music and everything with them in a real performance and everything like that. But yeah. I thought that y'all did such a nice job of kind of capturing that musical theater energy behind the lyrics and treating them as the text of a monologue, but also adding a little special sparkle to them. So that was a lot of fun. Well done on that for the performers, for sure. As far as the piece as a whole, as it's evolving and everything, the sense of maintaining an energy and a forward motion with the conflict too. I'm really excited to see how that develops as you continue to work on the piece, Kathy. So really great job. I think we're ready to pass it back for our final selection of the evening. Okay.
Fantastic. So we have reached the final piece of the evening, as Emily just said. So this next piece is going to be a piece called Baking Sun Cakes by Xena Regis and directed by Anna Richardson. And take it away.
Lights up. On two people standing around a hospital bed. There is a covered figure in the hospital bed. Jack Sterling, a middle-aged Black man, is here with Dr. Ball.
Where is the law saying that you can't transport a dead body in Georgia in your car?
Sir, I understand that this is a difficult time for you and your family, but we can't allow you to take your mother's remains in your private vehicle.
But why not? Will you show me the statute or the policy that mandates that she be picked up by a funeral home?
There is an established procedure for these things, a way that sensitive things must be handled. I can call a funeral home to arrange transport from here, or her body will be taken to the hospital morgue until proper arrangements are made. Those are the options at this hospital.
I researched this prior to her death. There is a law saying that you cannot transport a dead body across state lines, but absolutely nothing that bars me from placing her in my car and taking her to a burial site within this municipality.
You must be experiencing deep pain right now. I'll give you some privacy to process your feelings, and we can revisit this conversation in a moment. We would hate for this to escalate, especially at such a difficult time.
I don't need a moment. I need you to show me the law that governs the transportation of this deceased in this state.
Well, I'm not... let me just call the hospital CEO.
Jack begins to gather his belongings. He looks lovingly at the body in the bed and then motions to pick her up.
Sir, what are you doing? We will have to get hospital security or law enforcement involved. You simply cannot walk out of here with your mother's body.
And what exactly would the charges be?
Sir, I'm pleading with you to let us help you. Please let us help you.
My mother has suffered from this deadly disease for 9 years, and I have barely received any help from you. Actually, quite the contrary. You let my mother suffer at every turn. Almost every interaction with the healthcare professionals has been difficult and frankly dehumanizing for her. You have doubted her own assessment of her symptoms, failed to properly diagnose her until her disease was too advanced to cure. You were fine letting her live in agony and doubting that it was actually that bad. I have fed her, bathed her, managed her treatment, and provided every type of care she needed. And just a few minutes ago, I held her hand while she died. I advocated for her in life, and I will continue to do so in death.
We are so sorry for any of the ways we have failed. And we just want to
Why are you so concerned about her well-being now? You were more concerned with the state of her dead body than you were for her living one. I applied to get in-home nursing care assistance, but I didn't qualify because her piddly retirement meant that she made too much money for that. And I tried to find a nice healthcare facility for her, but she made too little money to afford that. We used every dime of her savings to subsidize her care over these 9 years. And now you are demanding that I pay an exorbitant amount of money for a funeral home for the privilege of burying my mother. Why?
Sir, I can't begin to imagine what you're going through. You have been such a devoted caregiver to your mother, and I'm deeply sorry for your loss. We simply want to make sure that you are able to leave without incident. Deceased remains can prevent a public health issue if not handled properly. As you know, we work as a team here, and I'm sure some of my colleagues will have some insight to help us through this. Let me loop in some others about this issue.
Save your concerns and condolences in your team. I don't need it now. I will take her home one last time, and I will wrap her up in the burial shroud that I ordered online, and I will bury her in the place that she chose. Me and her have a plan, and I will follow that plan.
Hi, Mr. Sterling. I'm so sorry for your loss, and I'm wondering if cremation might be an option for you. There are cremation facilities with complete packages for around $600. I can even work with a representative to give you an additional discount.
I am giving you all 15 minutes to find me the actual law that I am breaking by driving my mother to her final resting place. Otherwise, I'm picking up my mother and walking out of this hospital.
Is there someone I can call for you? Any friends or family or a pastor who might be helpful at this time?
15 minutes.
As the social worker and doctor exit, another person is entered.
Mr. Sterling, I'm the CEO of this hospital. I've been briefed on the situation and want to let you know I'm on your side. I think we ultimately have the same goals. We all want to ensure that your mother's wishes are respected and that her remains are treated with dignity and respect.
Don't you dare talk to me about dignity and respect. My mom has been a patient of this hospital for almost a decade. Do any of you know anything about her? Beyond her diagnosis, beyond her vital signs, do you know her hobbies? Do you know the poems she read to me every night as a child? Do you know that she was the muse for one of the biggest soul hits of the 60s? I bet you don't know that she was the first Black coroner of our county. So I do know a little about her, and I do know about the proper disposition of human remains.
Jack, oh, Jack, I just can't believe it. Oh, Mama Ruby. She looks so beautiful, so peaceful, like an angel. Jack, it looks like all she went through is gone.
May I give you some privacy? I can return in a moment.
We don't need privacy either. I'm still waiting for your team to give me the law that I am breaking by taking my...
Privacy would be wonderful. Thank you.
I'll give you some time then.
So, your ass is really trying to end up on the evening news.
La, don't start. I can't. It just wasn't supposed to happen this way. She was supposed to be at home when this happened. I brought her in and they assured me that they would get her strong enough to get home. I promised her it would happen at home. I went home last night and I moved her bed to the screened-in porch so she could look out at her garden and trees in her last days. She was supposed to be surrounded by all of us, and all of her stuff with Tiger Lily purring and curled up on her bed. They said she would probably be discharged this morning. But I came in here to find her slipping away. And the nurse tells me that now is the time to say everything. How do you pack a lifetime's worth of love, I love yous and thank yous and forgive me's in a few frantic minutes with the physicians and the nurses coming in and out of the room and the machines beeping? It was all just too much.
Jack, you all had a life that said, I love you. Even if you didn't say a thing, she knew all that. Mama Ruby has been telling us all that she was ready to go home for a little while now. And we both know she wasn't talking about 711 Big Street. Do you remember when we were kids, that time you used all of Aunt Maddie's good boozy eggnog instead of milk to bake that strawberry cake? Aunt Maddie wanted to whoop your little ass so bad, but Mama Ruby declared it a culinary masterpiece and called it a sun cake because all that booze in it had her feeling warm and tipsy. You know, I always think about that Christmas.
You know, she asked me to bake her a sun cake on her last birthday. Her appetite had been horrible, but she smiled and shimmied while she ate that cake. That was the first thing she kept down in quite some time.
You two have always been connected. Even when she wanted to throttle you, she reveled in your maverick ways because you two are so much alike.
La, I promised her though. And in 9 years, I've never broken a promise to her. For the first time in my life, I have kept all of my promises. And if I break this one?
Yeah, you're worried if you break this one, that you'll break the other one. Jack, you are a different person now than you were then. You have new tools. When you lost Joyce, you coped in the way you knew how. Things spiraled, but we all knew it was the grief. But recovery has given you a new way to live. I know we rib you about your damn meetings, your sponsor, and your amends, but sobriety made you the caregiver you are for Mama Ruby. And no matter what happens today, you have been a tireless and loving caregiver. You kept your promise. But Jack, you really need these folks. You really think these folks are going to let you walk out of this hospital with a body? Can you imagine the picture online of you cradling Mama Ruby's body and walking out of the hospital? And what are you going to do once you get outside? Put her in the back of your Honda? Jack, call Cal. His funeral home will take care of everything. He'll ride a body by the house if you want, I'm sure. Probably make up some permit to bury her somewhere y'all ain't got no business. Don't compound today's sadness with all of this mess. Do something the easy way for once in your life.
I don't think they'll arrest me. But I did bluff a little bit about knowing the law. I called the county about the transport stuff, about burying her on our property, and they transferred me all around Tarnation and kept me on hold for damn near 2 hours. I'm sure someone is laughing right now over over this crazy man and his mother's body. Mama's stint as a coroner taught me a lot, but I don't know nothing about burying no bodies. But I do know enough to know that they don't know nothing about it either. I also know she couldn't stand all those pageantry and spectacle of the traditional funerals. She wanted a nice, simple burial on our land. No embalming, no fancy burial clothes. She actually told me she'd haunt me if I buried her in a bra. She didn't want all those flowers, steeple churches, limos, and insincere folks falling out all over her casket.
Y'all don't do nothing the traditional way, do you? Gal knows you crazy, so I'm sure you all can work something out. No bras or Baptist preachers required. And they know and love your mama. His daddy always had a big old crush on her.
Lana, his funeral home is way down in Tapscott. Mama left there for Morris Brown more than 17 years ago and hasn't spent more than a weekend there since. And you want her to go there now?
Your mama loved that place, and that place loves her. He'll make sure you get her death certificate and everything taken care of. The business of death is already stressful enough. Outsource some of it, Jack.
But it will take him at least 2 hours to get here. What do I do in the meantime?
You wait. And you say the serenity prayer or whatever the hell you do to cope. You call her grandbabies and let them know. You grieve. You try on this new identity. That's what you're scared of. If you don't have anything to do to take care of Mama Ruby anymore, who are you? If you ain't raising hell on her behalf, what will you do with yourself? You spend a bit of time reflecting on that, Jackie.
She was always so much bigger than life.
She still is.
I just wanted to step back in to see.
We've made a decision. We're going with Bartlett Funeral Home in Tapscott. The funeral director, Cal Bartlett, will handle everything personally. I'm going to step out to make the arrangements right now.
Okay, that is great. Mr. Sterling, can I bring you anything while we attend to the arrangements? Any water or coffee? Would a chaplain be helpful?
No. I'd appreciate some uninterrupted time with my mom.
Of course. Please press the call button if you need absolutely anything, sir.
Jack sits back at the bedside and pulls a worn notebook from his pocket. He holds his mom's hand and starts to read a Lucille Clifton poem from the notebook.
You, with your point-blank fury. What if I told you this is all there ever was? This earth, this garden, this woman, this one precious, perishable kingdom.
End of play.
All right. Lots and lots of great comments. There was that the conversation was comfortable and comforting, which was lovely. You wanted to know how this was going to end from the beginning, which is that's great when it sucks you in like that. It's really fantastic. Powerful story, how to, negotiating life decisions, which is a big thing. Hard family decisions. People really liked the monologue a lot. People were very taken with, let's see, lots of, just the story within the story. People were really into that. Lots of mix of emotions. People had lots of feels, which is cool. Just generally lots of really great comments. The idea that there was that the opening line was really interesting and immediately curious to hear more. That idea that it caught you from the beginning and just sort of drove you through to the end. People loved the powerful performances. Good job, and a reflection of current times, which I think we can all kind of see that what's going on in the world right now and sort of where those lovely tie-ins are. Really wonderful storytelling was another great comment. These are all fantastic comments, but we have almost reached the 10 o'clock hour. So I would be remiss if we didn't go ahead and say some thank yous. Big thank you to all of our performers. Huge thank you to directors. The biggest thank you of the night needs to go to Deanna Davis, who was our stage manager. Big thank you to Emily McLean, who taught the class and was a wonderful leader for all of us. And Jennifer Kimball, who was kind of the inspiration for this entire program. You know, it was a kernel of an idea that sort of turned into a really fantastic thing. And really, kind of the biggest thank you of the evening is to the playwrights. What wonderful pieces, what a wonderful night of really cool new stories. That being said, I'm going to turn it over to Emily if she's got any comments.
No, you said it brilliantly. And thank you so much for working with me and helping me manage all of the technology with this, because that's not my jam. So y'all are amazing. But thank you, playwrights, for sharing your work and your story with us. And thank you, performers and directors, for bringing it to life. We hope that you've enjoyed it and that you continue writing and let it be a part of your life, and let it be a part that you have all these wonderful stories, and we want to hear them, and they deserve to be heard. So we hope you continue to find your way to share them. Thanks, everybody. Thanks,
Thank you, everybody.
for joining us. Bye-bye.